Hi, I'm Sandra Beynon, author of Homecooked Food for Babies and Toddlers, a simple guide. Today we're going to be cooking one of the recipes in the book. It's my favourite recipe and just about everyone I know's favourite recipe, Baby's Groovy Meatballs. We're going to start the cooking process now. So we've got our mince here. We've got a couple of little herbs, whatever you've got in the cupboard, Italian herbs, basil, dried, fresh. I didn't have any fresh, so I'm just using some dried. Nutmeg, just a little touch. Some great ingredients I'm putting in my meatballs today. I cooked some rice earlier on, really soft cooked it with some quinoa, some mung beans, power packed of nutrition, and some lentils. Really good, healthy stuff. So I didn't put the lentils in, but you can add anything you like into these meatballs. Tinned things like chickpeas or cannellini beans, anything that's pre-cooked is great. Mash a little bit, put it in. Use your leftovers. Now I also use some breadcrumbs. Don't use white bread, it's just evil. Use wholemeal wherever possible. I had one of these buns in the freezer, so I took it out last night. Let it get a little bit hard. You can't use fresh bread for breadcrumbs because it'll get all clogged up in the blender. So 1 day old bread, please. So we're going to just blend those now. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, we're going to blend the bread now, which is really a little fun job. I've got one of these blenders as well as a big blender, but I found this is just fine because I'm not making a lot. What you need to do is tear it up into little pieces. Just enough for the blender to handle. If it gets stuck, give it a bit of a shake. Beautiful, so quick. Okay, pop your breadcrumbs in there. I'm going to put in some of my lovely mushy brown rice, lentils, anything that you can find. About 2/3 of a cup of that. I'm going to take a little pinch of nutmeg. Nutmeg goes really well with beef. Just a tiny bit. It's very strong. And a little bit of herbs, basil. These are Italian herbs. Just something to lift the flavour a bit. And good old tomato sauce. Good for binding it. Just a squirt, a little bit of sweetness. Did I mention an egg? Of course. Super ingredient for rissoles, meatballs, anything. There we go. Now, best thing, God's given us 2 hands, so I'm going to use one of them because this is the best thing for mixing anything. Make sure you wash them. The beauty about cooking food, of course, is that most bacteria will get zapped to death once you fry it at extremely high heat, so that's a great thing. Alrighty, now as you can see, it's getting nicely mixed. You don't want it too wet, you want it just moist enough to hold together. I'm just going to roll them into little balls. Now, depending on how small your child is, you can decide how small little balls are going to be. I like to make them pretty tiny because that just makes a lot more fun eating. So there you go. There's enough for starters. We're going to fry some now. I'm going to use some really good quality coconut oil. In the supermarket you only find these small containers. Go to a bulk store, like an Indian supply store, an ethnic food supply store, and you'll get a much bigger container for a lot cheaper than what you pay at the supermarket. So let's get frying. Okay, we're going to wait for our oil to be nice and hot. Not smoking. We don't want the meatballs to burn on the outside and be raw on the inside. They are raw, so we need to make sure that they cook at just the right temperature so the inside gets cooked as well. You can always throw a piece in if you're not sure. See if it sizzles. Seems about right to me. I'm going to throw some in. So they're getting nice and brown now. That coconut oil smells so good. To help turn them, chopsticks are great. You can just turn the little balls, make sure that they're getting cooked. Forks tend to break them up a bit, so chopsticks are great. Handy little things. There you go, nice and brown on that side. Look at that, just beautiful. Careful they don't roll away. And there we have it, Baby's Groovy Meatballs. Enjoy! For this and other great recipes, visit my website www.goodforkids.com. Bye for now.